Hello, I'm Dr. Deena Stacer, and welcome to a quick video about the 11 important San Diego real estate terms to know. Whether you are buying your home or selling one, you will hear many real estate terms during the process that you should know what they mean. Here are 11 important real estate concepts that will help make your real estate experience easier and less confusing. I'm a real estate agent with a PhD in psychology. I help families buy and sell homes in San Diego. I love educating families with important real estate information so they make more money, have less stress, and get through the sale or the purchase of their home with the least amount of frustration, confusion, or fear. If you have any real estate questions, feel free to contact me to ask them. Let's get started with the 11 important San Diego real estate terms to know. I'm Dr. Deena, the doctor that makes house calls. Do you remember the first day on a new job and it sounded as if your colleagues were speaking a different language? Most industries have their own jargon, and real estate is no exception. In fact, this industry seems to be the king of jargon. What's worse is that people in the real estate profession assume that everyone else knows what they're talking about. Today I'm going to help you master this language by defining some of the most common real estate terms you'll hear throughout the process of buying or selling a home. Let's start with the word contract and then a fully executed contract. When you are buying a home, a contract is made up of the real estate forms that will create an offer to purchase a property. The contract outlines the terms for buying, the price being offered, the names of the buyer and seller, how the home will be financed, as well as all of the duties and responsibilities for each party involved in the purchase. A listing contract includes the forms that outline the terms for selling the home. It includes things like the seller's names, the address, the length of time for the listing, the commission that will be paid, the listing price, the duties of the seller and the real estate agency representing the seller, and permission to market the home on the internet, plus a lot more. A fully executed contract is when the contract is signed by all of the parties involved in the purchase or the sale, accepting the terms of the agreement. Next comes the counteroffer to the offer. Counteroffer is a response by the buyer or the seller to the terms of the contract. If a buyer offers $550,000 for a home and the seller wants $559,000 for the home, the seller will have their agent submit a counteroffer with their proposed price. A counteroffer can be for pricing, to propose a different closing date, or to add the service companies that will be assigned to help with the title insurance, the escrow, home warranty, termite repairs, etc. It can also include any additional information that was left out of the offer that needs to be added to the agreement. There can be several counteroffers between the seller and the buyer before the official acceptance of the contract is completed and all of the forms signed. Escrow. Escrow is actually a neutral third-party company that has no ties to the real estate home being sold. Their job is to hold the important documents, like the contract, or the purchase agreement as we also call it, the trust deed to the property, the earnest money deposit, the down payment, and the money for closing costs in one place. They coordinate the loan paperwork being signed, the seller's and buyer's costs, and they disperse money to each person in the transaction once the home has been funded and the title recorded in the new buyer's name. Opening escrow is when an agent starts the real estate transaction with the contract, and the closing escrow is when the home has been funded and title transferred and all of the parties have been paid and the file is closed. The next thing we need to know about is the earnest money deposit. When a buyer submits an offer to purchase a home, they are expected to be serious about their offer and show good faith. This is usually shown by submitting money into escrow as part of their commitment to following through with the purchase. The money they deposit is called an earnest money deposit or a good faith deposit. This is often confused with the down payment. This Deposit also satisfies one of the 6 elements required for a contract to be enforceable, and it's known in the legal world as consideration. The amount of the deposit varies, but you should plan on paying at least 1% of the purchase price of the home as your earnest money deposit. The deposit is held in an escrow account until the close of escrow, when it will be applied toward the purchase price, along with any down payment you may be bringing as part of your financing terms. A contingency. In a real estate contract, anything that puts a condition on the buyer's willingness or the seller's ability to release the home for the purchase is a contingency. For example, a buyer agrees to purchase the home if the appraisal comes in at a certain price. If it doesn't come in at that price, the buyer can back out of the contract or get the seller to reach a new price they agreed to. The appraisal becomes a contingency item. There are also loan contingencies and inspection contingencies. And if a seller needs to sell their home in order to purchase a new home, the seller would have a contingency too. There are always contingencies in every sale. Some sales have more contingencies than others. You must complete or waive all the contingencies in writing to move forward to complete the purchase of the home. A contingency. In a real estate contract, anything that puts a condition on the buyer's willingness or the seller's ability to release the home for the purchase is a contingency. For example, a buyer agrees to purchase the home if the appraisal comes in at a certain price. If it doesn't come in at that price, the buyer can back out of the contract or get the seller to reach a new price they agreed to. The appraisal becomes a contingency item. There are also loan contingencies and inspection contingencies. And if a seller needs to sell their home in order to purchase a new home, the seller would have a contingency too. There are always contingencies in every sale. Some sales have more contingencies than others. You must complete or waive all the contingencies in writing to move forward to complete the purchase of the home. Escrow impound account. An impound account or an escrow impound account is set up by the lender to collect in advance your monthly home insurance payment and your property taxes owed on the home. It has nothing to do with the escrow company. Not all lenders require an impound account, but it is a wise decision to have one, however, because you are paying into this account monthly, so when your biannual property taxes are due, you have the money saved up and can pay it. Many homeowners who don't have an account may have to scramble at the last minute to pay the property taxes, or they are penalized with fines if they didn't pay it on time. An addendum. This is a document that is attached to and made a part of the contract. It is created to provide clarity on certain issues that have come up during the escrow period. It may also be added after the contract has been signed to modify anything previously agreed upon by the buyer and seller. Amendment. Suppose you make an offer on a home and the seller accepts it and signs it. You have a contract. What if the inspections get delayed because of a major repair problem and it takes longer to get repairs made than the time frame agreed upon in the original contract? The closing date needs to be extended to cover this time frame. Your agent will submit an amendment to the contract with the new closing date. There are many reasons for an amendment. It can be due to new information, such as a change in the type of loan you're getting, or even changing lenders. It can be offering credit to the buyer for closing costs. The amendment supersedes the previous terms related to that original real estate contract. It is signed by the buyer and seller, and it becomes a promise to commit to the new changes instead of the previous changes in the original agreement. Title insurance. This protects the new homeowner and the lender against any future claims to the property, liens, and encumbrances. The title company researches the property to make sure that there are no fraudulent conveyances, unpaid taxes, unreleased liens against the property, or problems with the legal description being conveyed. Title insurance covers the insured party for any claims and legal fees that arise from such problems. Real estate is filled with complicated concepts. It's not just the real estate terms that are complicated. Buying and selling a home is very complicated because it's an emotional roller coaster ride. In order to succeed with the purchase or the sale of a home, you need to understand how real estate works. You need to know how the current economic market impacts your sale. You need to learn to think like a buyer if you're a seller and think like a seller if you're a buyer. And you need to understand how to manage the stress, which is part of every real estate transaction. The emotional roller coaster ride is part of every sale. If you are selling a home, you may want to learn how to manage the frustration and fear that occurs during a sale. Watch the 4 stressful stages of selling a home on YouTube to learn valuable tips and strategies to get through the 4 successful stages of selling a home. You also need a great real estate agent who can assist you with all of the important real estate terms so you do not have to figure it out yourself. A great agent will be the one who knows how to put together the right contract to get you through the sale. They know how to negotiate the best terms for you. They educate you on what to expect as you go through a transaction. You want an agent who has the ability to communicate with you and everyone involved in your sale so you do not have to experience confusion or fear about whether they know what they're doing. And if you're thinking about buying or selling a home in San Diego, feel free to contact me for advice and assistance. I love educating my clients on the important real estate terms, how the process works, and I love helping you through the sale with the least amount of stress and frustration. If you found this information helpful, be sure to check out more valuable videos on my YouTube channel. Go to YouTube and type in the magnifying glass Dr. Deena Realtor. Here are a few videos you can watch that will help you educate yourself about the buying and selling process. Tips to make smaller rooms larger when selling your San Diego home. 6 tips to sell your San Diego home for more money. Put more profit in your pocket with mirrors when you sell your home. 4 stressful phases of selling your home. Upgrade your San Diego bathroom on a shoestring budget. Turn your San Diego condo balcony into paradise. Buying your first home in San Diego. 5 steps baby boomers must take before caring for an aging family member. And 7 reasons your home is not selling. Let me help you buy or sell a home. I've successfully worked with families from all walks of life who've hired me to buy or sell a home. I've worked with families going through lifestyle transitions such as a divorce, the death of a loved one, families relocating, and couples downsizing or experiencing the loss of income. I offer you my compassion, my expertise, and valuable strategies to help you make or save the most money with the least amount of hassle when you buy or sell a home. And I help you reduce your stress while guiding you every step of the way through the transaction. If you or a family member need assistance with your real estate questions or buying or selling a home in San Diego, feel free to contact me to answer all of your questions. My email is doc@deenastacer.com. My phone or text is 858-229-8072. I hope you found the 11 important San Diego real estate terms to know helpful and educational. If you know somebody who needs to get educated about real estate terms or who's thinking about buying or selling a home, I'll be happy to chat with them. I look forward to meeting you in person or by phone or email. I'm Dr. Deena, the doctor that makes house calls.